So our final speaker tonight is going to be Dave Higgins. He's the Vice President of Software and, I have it, Software and Peripheral Development at Lenovo. Dave,
all right.
welcome.
Hey, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. So I'd like to say thanks to Jeff and Autodesk for having us here. I'm very excited about the opportunity to be here with you this evening and to talk a little bit about how mobility is driving business and innovation within business. So let's get started. So first, if you want to talk about mobility, it's a lot more than just your mobile device. It's your mobile device, it's the cloud, it's the entire cloud ecosystem. So really, the cloud's the glue that connects everything together, that allows you to take any one of your access devices, and that can take many forms. It can be your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop computer, and really reach across the cloud into whatever service or content or application you need, or reach from device to device if you own it, or collaborate with your colleagues at work, or share your life with your friends and family across the cloud. Another really interesting and exciting thing that's happened, Jeff opened up by talking about disruptive periods of time or disruptions in the industry, and we really are in one. If you take a look at the consumer behavior and how it's really driving business innovations, and a couple of observations about not just the behavior, but also the expectations of the individuals and the consumers that are driving the innovations in the business and are causing technology companies like many of the people in this room and causing business IT folks to react, to work to accommodate. So some of those behaviors and expectations are, if you take a look at the devices people are using today, it used to be that people owned one device. Now they own many devices, and they want them all to work together. And they go and they get these devices and use them in very purpose-optimized way. So sometimes it's a laptop, sometimes it's an Android tablet, sometimes it's a smartphone. And the cloud brings all that together. So the users are really demanding that they can use all these devices together seamlessly, get to any data anywhere across the cloud. Also, the need to do it in real time, right away, in a very collaborative manner to anyone on the planet. So all that consumer behavior and raised expectations is really driving business innovation for technology companies like many of us, and for the IT people that need to support all these behaviors and expectations. So that leads to really, what does that all mean for us, for the people trying to solve this? And it really means a few new rules of mobility or specifications that we really need to address when we're trying to design these mobile devices as part of the entire cloud ecosystem. And they are, you really need a consistent interface from device to device. So if users are, according to what situation they're in and what task they're trying to accomplish, moving from one specific device to another specific device, they really want their applications to act in a very consistent manner. Not 100% consistent, but very consistent from device to device. Also, we really need to focus on collaboration, because that's what everyone's doing. There's very few jobs I can think of where one person does the job from end to end. It's really a team, and they're really working on the single work product together. So a great need to collaborate. So we all need to focus on that as we're designing our devices. And then, like we talked about, real-time interaction. Everything's immediate and can be done anywhere in the world, and just shared. So very exciting times for us, and very disruptive, I believe, with mobility. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. So you started talking a little bit about cloud strategy, and because I ended the last session with that question, maybe I'll start again with this one.
Okay.
Can you tell us more about cloud strategy?
Yeah, thank you. Good question. So Lenovo's cloud strategy is really to make sure our customers and users get the maximum out of their devices across the cloud. So early on, people approached the cloud and the endpoint devices as really kind of serving the least common denominator, right? Really dumbing down all the devices. And we're taking a completely different approach. We want to make sure that the users can get the maximum out of those devices. So if you have a very powerful workstation and you have a cloud application, we're going to ensure you're going to be able to utilize all the capability of that workstation. So if you have a great rendering engine, you want to take advantage of that. If you have a security chip and a fingerprint reader, you want to make sure the cloud application can take advantage of that so it knows what you have. And this way, our users are going to get the maximum value out of their device and the cloud. So.
Great. How about some specific examples? Can you tell us some examples where you've seen mobility in the cloud actually transforming business operations? What do you see? What's going to happen?
All right, good question. So I'll give you a couple examples. We've seen examples across multiple industries. So from construction and architecture design to healthcare, finance, and even government services. So I'll give you a couple of examples. The first is in architecture, construction, engineering design for building buildings. You can have an architect sitting in their office working on a workstation, designing the building, and then in very real time out in the field, you can have the engineer accessing those same drawings with their Android slate, using their pen to mark it up, make annotations based on what they're seeing in their environment. And this is all done in real time, whereas years ago, this interaction, this iterative process might have taken a week or more. Now it takes hours. It's a whole lot less prone to error, a whole lot more collaborative, and just more productive. So that's one. Another is a recent example where we helped the state of Hawaii, their library system. They have 51 branches of their library in Hawaii, and they wanted to put in a cloud infrastructure. So they talked to Lenovo, and we went in and helped them put in a cloud infrastructure for them. So now anyone in Hawaii can access the resources of the library from anywhere, from their computer. They also have some mobile libraries that they go out to different areas, and all of those staff members can access all the resources of the library, all the educational material, very simply. It's all managed centrally and very cost effectively. So
really extending the reach of information. That's great. So can we expect new mobile products to support Lenovo's cloud?
Absolutely. Our vision is that all of our mobile devices are going to be what we call cloud-ready clients. So that's going to be, really whatever form factor those are, whether it's, our smartphones or tablets or laptops, whatever operating system, whether it's Android or Windows, and whatever platform, Intel, ARM, whatever that is, all of the Lenovo clients will be cloud-ready clients.
That's really great. So current form factor products, how are they going to support the cloud strategy?
I believe very well, right? So our view is not that you don't just need a mobile internet cloud device to take advantage of the cloud. Like I said earlier, we want to make sure that our customers can take advantage of all the capabilities of the device they purchased. So the first step in this is to decide what device do you want to use for what situation, right? It's all very purpose optimized now. In one format, you'll use the tablet. In another, you'll use your mobile workstation. In another, you'll use your workstation back in your office. And we've designed it such that you can take advantage of that capability, and you don't have to settle for a dumbed-down device. So.
How about in the future? What can we expect from Lenovo?
Okay. So from Lenovo in the future, you'll continue to see the transformation from a PC manufacturer to really a company that is integrating hardware, software, and cloud computing. And you'll continue to see us put out a great diversity of devices, like I said, different platforms, different operating systems and form factors and such that enable the user to get the most out of the device and take advantage of the cloud so that they can do what they want to do in business, which is really collaborate, be very, very productive, and then do what they need to do in their personal lives, which is, share with their friends and their families and be just better connected.
That's great. So, thank you so very much.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Excellent. So I think we heard some interesting things from the partners tonight, enabling productivity for you today and tomorrow, right? Intel talked about how they are continuing to empower the engine, really taking it to a totally different scale, the exascale, so that complex designs will be not only possible, but the norm for all of you. And HP shared with us how we're going to get away from designing everything simply through the tip of one finger as we have for the past 3 decades, but really get more involved with our designs with two-handed interfaces. Dell talked about how all the parts come together and how the system as a whole is optimized and how it's going to be continually evolved to meet the needs of today and again tomorrow. And Lenovo talked about how mobility is going to drive business and innovation. I'm delighted to be working with these companies. Our software has to run on something. I'm delighted that we're working together with such innovative companies to bring to you the tools that you need to not just face the complexity that's before us in the world, but to use all the disruption and all the innovation to turn all of that volatility into opportunity, competitive advantage, and a super future. Thanks for coming tonight. We'll hang out here for a little while, maybe have some conversations with a few of you, but I wish you all a good evening. Thanks for coming.